Well, good morning, everybody. As you can see, it's May 15th, and lo and behold, Keith's out on his boat again. Today, it's a little bit windy, but it's a southerly wind, so it's a little bit of a swell, maybe 1 foot, 2 foot, half a meter, say. We're heading north. We're going to stay the night north of Koh Phai, because the winds will be predominantly from the south for the next 2 days. So I'm going to go to the north end. There's a nice little beach there. It's 2-3 meters deep. You can anchor there, protected from the wind and the swell. Good snorkeling, some reefs, some fish. Should be good. Should be a really good couple days here. So we're just heading out now. The engine's up to temperature. Everything looks good so far. Check the oil, check the water. Everything looks good. So we keep our fingers crossed. We're going to have a good weekend here, and I'll touch base with you a little bit later after we get a little bit farther underway. Maybe I'll show you out here and show you a little bit around right now, because it's really beautiful out there. You can see quite a beautiful day. Nice sunny day. There's a plane flying over the buildings there. Really quite nice. So this is what we're looking at today, and hopefully it stays with us. So there we go. We'll talk to you a little bit later. Cheers. Well, we're about an hour into it, and the wind has picked up nicely. And we're on a semi-beam, so it's been a little bit rocking and rolling. It's not too bad. The odd one comes and catches us right on the beam and throws everything for a bit of a whirly cue. But that's the problem with heading out this direction during this time of year. You're going to be on the beam. I could sort of, well, I don't have to be on the beam really. I could move a little bit more. Maybe I will try to make the world a comfortable place. It might help a little bit. I don't know. I'll have to see. Yeah, maybe it will. Maybe it will. Cut a little bit more into the beam, or away from the beam, I should say. Or maybe it's going to make it worse. Maybe I'll move it a little bit more. A bit better. Unfortunately, I cannot get this friggin' Okay, well, folks, we're back. We're anchored. We're anchored on the north end of Koh Phai. As you can see, compared to the earlier video, there's not a whole lot of going on. No wind, no waves. It's really quite pleasant. We're in about 1.8 meters of water. Just had a little bit of roast chicken with some cow niao, which is like for those that don't know, it's like a steamed sticky rice. You actually eat it with your hands. You stick it together and you eat it with a piece of chicken and you chow down on it. It's quite popular here in Thailand, plus Southeast Asia, really. So had that, had a little bit of salad, little moutard, which some deep fried pork slices. Overall, was quite enjoyable. Having a beer, a San Miguel Zero. So just sitting here digesting my food. I'm going to head out on the kayak in a little bit, because there's no breeze or anything. So I think take the kayak and head into shore and see if we can see some little fishies. And then we're gonna do that. It's funny, I had an interesting conversation this week with my daughter, who is a supervisor or assistant manager or manager. Anyway, she's got a bunch of people working for her, and she's like, Dad, I got to do these appraisals with the people, and it's like, I give them feedback and they give me feedback, and I ask how I'm doing and they can tell me how I'm doing and blah blah blah. And he says, do you do that? With your managers, twice a year or once a year, whatever. And I was like, no. No, I don't. In fact, I hate it. I hate the fact that, people expect me once a year to sit down with anybody and talk about their performance. It really drives me crazy because, in fact, I see these people every single day. And, if anyone knows me, anyone who works for me knows exactly how they're doing every day. They don't need to sit down with me once a year to get some performance feedback. Because if they're doing a good job, well, then they know. Because every day I'm a happy guy and I'm cheery and and I'm patting them on the back and I'm saying thanks, great job. And if they're doing a shitty job, they know that well because I'm telling them they're doing a shitty job every day. So this whole concept of having to sit down once a year and review performance, I think is absolutely ridiculous. It's like telling me that I got to work for a whole year and then you're just going to pay me at the end. I mean, it's just crazy. But anyway, these people do it. And, she's like, well, yeah, but then, you get a chance to get feedback from them and they can give you feedback and you can improve how you interact. And I'm like, well, it's the same. I mean, they talk to me every day, so we interact every day. And, if I do something they don't like, they're big enough to say, hey, boss, I wish you wouldn't have done that. This is the reason why, blah, blah, blah. And, well, fair enough, that's what we do. So things are really kind of, I'm not saying what she does is wrong or what the company does is wrong. It's actually kind of HR-ish, touchy-feely, make everyone feel good. I guess that's the new way of doing things, but, I'm a bit old school, I guess. So that was quite an interesting conversation, let's put it that way. And she said, well, what's your philosophy? I mean, she said, what do you... And I said, look, basically, three things I think are important to me. Number one, look, if I think my people are doing a good job and we get good results, it's because they're doing a good job and we're getting good results. And I give them all the credit. I don't tell the boss, well, I did this, well, I did that. No, it's like, hey, the team did this, the team did that. This is why we got this great result. Bah, finished. Number two, I got your back. Anyone comes after one of my managers, they go through me. And I quite frankly don't care if my manager screwed up. I'll tell my manager he screwed up. Someone else wants to go after one of my managers. Doesn't happen. Not on my watch. That's number two. And number three, just don't lie to me. You got good news, great. You got bad news, just tell me what the bloody bad news is and tell me what you're doing about it. And, we get on. I just hate when people, don't want to say something or try to hide something or lie about it, or maybe they don't lie, but they just don't tell the truth. And that's what drives me crazy. And that's it. That's my three sort of things. I mean, I don't have some touchy-feely, HR-ish sort of credo about, well, I want my, employees to feel good and blah, blah, blah. No, that's about it. Anyway, enough said. Enough of that crap.
Talk about me, yeah.
Anyway, now I don't talk about you. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'm going to take a little rest here. I'm going to charge the battery up on the camera. Got some screaming going on. People on jet skis, obviously not knowing what they're doing, driving like a bunch of screaming maniacs, ruining my quiet little bay here, which I'm not very happy about. So anyway, we'll get back to you in a little bit once I charge the batteries up. Talk to you later. Well, folks, I'm back. Did a little bit of, went on the canoe for a little bit, which was an absolute disaster. Going by yourself when you have a paddle that's only got like the paddle on one end instead of both ends, and then when you're in the wind and you're in the water, actually going in a straight line is almost impossible, because every time you stroke, you're going to go this way or go that way, because it's a light sort of canoe, so it doesn't have a lot of weight to it, so there's not a lot of inertia there. And you basically, when you paddle this way, you're going to go that way, and then you got to turn, you're going to paddle this way, and you're going to go that way. So you end up going like this and going like that, and you don't really go forward very far. So anyway, I did that for about 30 minutes, and it was hot as hell. And finally I said, well, this is just not happening. So so I came back and decided that wasn't a good idea. And we're only in 2-3 meters of water, so I said, oh, I'm going to pull up anchor and head out to about 10-15 meters and do a bit of fishing. So I did that, went out, caught a couple blood dangs and a couple other little gnarly little fish that just eat my bait and piss me off. Did that for about an hour and a half, and then said, well, it's getting to be around 4:45. It's time to find an anchoring spot. So originally I was going to anchor on the north end of this Koh Phai, but due to certain people wanting internet, blah, 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 you know, I ended up coming around the other side. So now I'm on an inlet here. You can actually see behind me, there's probably, you know, a number of boats. Well, there's a number of boats anyway. You can't see them. Maybe you can, I don't know. But anyway, a number of boats that have all decided to do the same things as I have. I'm in about 1.7 meters of water, but the tide is still coming in. So when it hits high tide, it'll probably be more like 2.3, 2.4. And low tide doesn't happen until noon tomorrow, so I'll be out well before low tide. Oh, there's a plane, yeah, that's cool. So anyway, just sitting back having a San Miguel Zero and deciding what I'm going to have for dinner tonight, and just hoping that the weather's hold. The clouds a little bit cloudy, but it's quite nice out. It's actually cooled down a lot, which is nice. So anyway, if I don't talk to you all again, I will give you an update in the morning. Have a good night. Cheers. Well, good morning, everybody. Had a not bad night on the hook. The wind picked up a little bit, and I was going to move, but it was late and it was dark, and I thought, I'll piss on it. No one else is moving, so I stayed where I was, and the wind picked up to about 16, maybe 20 knots. Gave us a bit of a swell, so it made sleeping a little bit uncomfortable, but not too bad. The boat moved around a little bit, but didn't set off any anchor alarms, so I'd say I got a reasonably decent amount of sleep. I'm just chugging down the morning coffee, which is a key ingredient of success during the day. The weather today, it looks a little bit overcast, but it's still early. It's only 7:30. The sun may burn off those clouds, and it's supposed to be a nice sunny day. So today we'll hang out here for a little bit, maybe go swimming, might move to another spot to go for a swim, and then do a bit of fishing, and then head back into to the marina. So all in all, should be a nice calm day. I moved a security camera from my engine room up to the main, because I have the sneaking suspicion that Monday to Friday, when I'm not here, things seem to disappear from my boat. Now, one day it might be a fishing rod, next day it might be a couple of life jackets, and you know, every time I ask my boat boy about it, he goes, oh, my roo, I don't know. So I thought I'd put a little camera in and, you know, see what's going on while I'm not here. I got it hooked up so it's remotely on my phone. I got motion detection, so I get a little beep when something's moving, and then it takes a video. We'll see what happens. Maybe it's a ghost. You know, who knows? But we're going to find out. That's for sure. So anyway, talk to you later. That's it for now. Cheers. Well, let me tell you, folks, we're on our way back in, but we've had some fun here. Not to mention the fact that my camera keeps falling down. That's a problem right there. So yeah, we've had some fun here today, no doubt about it. The wind has picked up in a really heavy way. We're in a nice little anchorage there, and some humongous container vessel went by, and we were anchored and caught us broadside, and just about, well, we broke glasses, we broke dishes, tables overturned, shit was flying everywhere. This is just an absolute disaster. But anyway, it is what it is. So now I fished for a little while, but then the wind kept picking up, and now it's picked up quite nicely, as you can see right here. It's now we're right on the beam going back, and we got doors slamming shut, we got stuff flying all over the place, we got white caps, we've got fun with a capital F. So that's what we're faced with, and so got an hour to head back, and it's going to be an hour on this beam C, and the wind even wants to blow my bloody camera over. That's how windy it is. Anyway, it's been a good day overall, good 2 days, and Well, I hope to see you soon. Talk to you later.